I'm going to give you a DVD which will take you there today. I'll leave you a DVD with the Hopy elder. They, at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, are 800 Native Americans that have been there for 1,000 years, and you have to walk down 11 miles. You can only go by horseback or foot, except they have helicopters some days. So there's 800 of them that all speak the native language, and they've been there for thousands of years, and that's the only town in the U.S. you cannot drive to.
Wow.
And you have to walk. It took us 6 hours to walk in.
Lord.
And they live way down. You'll see the pictures in the book, and you'll meet them, and then I'll give you a DVD which shows this happening. And they say that their wisdom keeper says they are that the Mayan man came there about a year ago, and he lived with nothing but a hoe. He came with a hoe, and he lived down there and mingled with their people for months, and he gardened every day. In their gardens and everything.
Yeah, he says there's some things he can't tell us yet. Yeah. Now, tell me about your hands, how you're holding your hands. What is
I'm closing up.
You're closing up?
Yeah. We are just about to enter the energy path of Tikal, or to enter into the flow of the energy of Tikal.
Okay. And you do that?
We got spots on our body. Wait a minute. Carlos Castaneda mentions them in his books, the 13 books. This is you close the assemblage, the energy assemblage, you know? So you close it within yourself. Actually, I got an overload this morning from all the people that I was meeting out there.
You got what?
We've been sharing an overload. We've been sharing with all the people that we've met on the road back there.
Yes.
There's positive energy in Tikal right now. So, in the center of our hand, we got a spot. Let me hold on. Okay. Give me your right hand. Your left hand. Here. Relax. In the middle of the hand, in between the middle finger and the annular, there's a little spot, which is the acupressure spot for the digestive system. At the same time, that is the spot with which we observe the energy as we spin around and share with everybody else. So when there is too much negative energy in there and there's people thinking evil doings, what you have to do is you put your annular finger exactly on that spot. And as a matter of fact, when you press that spot, it'll tell you if your digestive system is working properly. If it hurts a little, you're having gastric problems.
Does it hurt a little?
Tiny bit.
Not that bad. So you close it up by putting it there. Maybe you've seen all the preachers, priests, and holy people put in there. That's what they do. They close up.
The Rasta
so you don't observe.
This is there. They put this here at the solar plexus.
The solar plexus.
Yeah.
Who's that?
The Rasta.
Rastafari.
The Rasta and the reggae.
Yeah.
The Rastafari. Yeah. And highly
of trouble. So I got to be aware and expectant. But if I see it to the right hand side, God's giving me His blessings. So the day I see it on the left hand side, I'll walk around the whole day long with my hand in there, at least the next 3 days. All along, wherever I go, I'll keep it there. I'll bar out the negative energy.
Have you seen many jaguars?
My mantras, yes, they're here. They're everywhere around. This is the only high canopied forest of Central America that's never been logged, so it's a wildlife sanctuary. We just had Wildlife Conservation Society trying to do an inventory on these. On all the animals we have here. It's too difficult, though.
Can you talk about the ants?
Sorry?
The ants?
I see the ants many times.
These are earth ants. So it changes then in here into the dragon path going west. So therefore this is a doorway to enter the energy path of Tikal. Like the tunnel right there. And it used to have a huge snake at the entrance. If this would have been in China, for example, they would have had a big dragon. The dragon path.
Okay.
I'm going to close this as much as you feel like you can. Let's think about it.
No problem.
Yes?
The universe. That's for Arguelles, the Mayan factor.
How do you hum again?
You don't hold it, you just hum.
Hum. Oh, but you
Actually,
hold it.
Maya serves a mantra. Hum in there, hum where you are. Right there, where you are, do it. It's amazing, isn't it? So it helps you vibrate, and once you vibrate with the harmony of the universe, with the energy of Mother Earth and nature, things will start falling into place.
Oh, my sense of smell is coming back. I haven't been able to smell.
The Hebrew themselves had a mantra with which they brought the energy of God directly into them when they left Egypt, and that's Maya itself is the same. It's the same for the same purpose. In this way here, the person who was being initiated was even came in here. In some cases, they also use drugs to create more dopamines, more neurotransmitters in the brain, but of course with strict supervision on behalf of the priests. In that way, the person was able to astral travel. This is where the initiates went on. And at the same time, too, this is a place where they also would have come alone by themselves. There was an animal skin as curtain to the doorway. This was roofed. And here they let out their blood and burn it to the gods to ask for the forgiveness of their sins, trying to pay for their mistakes. The pious bloodletting. This is the spots where they did it in private. That's why they got a place there where this person would be like into deep trance. The high priest would be there minding them so that nobody would bother them. Because when you astral travel, you have to leave behind your body safe, if possibly locked up. Because if your soul is far away and somebody comes and disturbs your body, your soul might not return too soon. You die. And if it returns in a hurry, you might end up
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it mean that she's a sister? What does it mean that she's a sister?
He means that she is also in the spiritual path. That's what he meant. And then he asked
Tina
if she was doing some kind of how do you call it? How can we call it? Sorcery, right? White magic.
Okay.
Spirituality.
Yes.
It's white magic.
Okay.
Vaya, aquí es el camino. Aquí está el camino.
No, aquí de regreso.
No, papi, si vamos a hacerlo del otro lado.
Vámonos.
No llegué ahí con todo ya.
At least she got no fear of heights.
Yeah, it's the coming down part slowly that was scary. We could jump off there.
They had a water slide that would deliver me in a cold vat of water.
Yeah. You're not doing it?
The people down here, the Mayan elders, and I consider you a Mayan elder. So, a couple of things they wanted. The Hopis believe that they migrated and they were once the Mayans, and they left when the cities became corrupted and their sign appeared in the sky that said it was time to go. Now, what do you know anything about that? Have you heard a Mayan Hopi connection or anything like that?
What I know is that when they began getting back together again, that was
Are you close enough to you where he can hear well?
The first time that again since ages ago, the Mayan met again, the Mayan elders in the Mayan country, and
excuse me one second, sweetheart. If you hold it like that, it's going to make it weird when I put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, we started.
The medicine men from North America came down. First time they met is 2000. Year 2000, the 5th of May, when the conjunction of the planets happened. And I know that since then, they are supposed to be interconnected and sharing with the Mayan elders in the highlands.
Now, do you know anything about the Mayans having the Hopis were once Mayan?
Yeah.
That's what you've been told.
Yeah.
That they were the same tribe that the Hopis
were. The same tribe. As a matter of fact, there was a migration from South America. The Chavin, the Wantar culture, the Olmec, pre-Maya, the Maya and the Hopy all split in one day long ago. The Chavin, the Wantar split from South America somewhere around 500 AD due to the fact that the Waru came down and began making everything corrupt.
The Waru is what, the witch?
Another culture in South America. They almost wiped them out. That's when they began coming all the way up here. And they already had some of their people out here who were later called by archaeology the Olmec.
The Olmec.
Which are pre-Maya. The Olmec and the Mayan blended. So there's a blend now between these cultures. And eventually, those of the Mayan leaders who didn't like what was going down here by 900 AD, when the Toltec culture began coming down and even taking over the whole system, when the Mayan system was collapsing, they left up north.
That would make sense because the Hopis say that when they left here, they became the Anastasi in the cliff dwellers. But then they moved on finally, and they arrived about 950. About 1100. They arrived in Hopi land, which would have been about 200 years after they left here. Now,
at the same time, there were parallel events happening around the world. The Roman Empire began falling after they began meeting the Hun, somewhere around 500. That's when these people began breaking down from South America and moving up north.
And they started falling because they started to make
the collapse of Mayan culture. Began meeting the Hun.
Meaning the Huns, okay.
So the energy of the stars has to do with all the events that happen in the planet at the very same times. Around 900 to 10,000 to 1000, the Mayan here were collapsing, and the Roman Empire was already in the Dark Ages, while parts of Asia were meeting the Mongols. So these events are happening all around the world in different areas at the same time. There's parallelisms.
I see. Now, the Mayan, the Hopi elder is the Eagle Clan. He's the traditional snake priest, too. He dances with the rattlesnakes in his hands and mouth. Now, did the Mayans also, and it was, I've heard from down here, they say that when the eagle from the north joins back with the condor from the south.
And the brothers in the center.
Right.
And the brothers in the center.
And the brothers in the center?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the brothers.
The brothers in the center.
Who are the brothers?
The Eagle brothers from the north, the Mayan. The Eagle brothers from the north, the Condor brothers from the south, and the brothers in the center will all meet on the alignment of the 5th of May. And they had been waiting for the birth of the white buffalo to start bringing it back together again.
Okay, because maybe our Hopi elder, when we'll come back down here too, he said that his uncle, who was a spiritual leader of the Hopis, said that their relatives are still here, and that when they left to go up north, hundreds of years ago, they promised they would not forget them, that one day they would come back and be with them, and share with them.
It's starting to happen.
That's starting to happen.
But we were waiting for the time of separation to change. And this is the time of separation changing now into to the time of integration. So in that way is where we had to wait till the universe understood how the universe really functions. That's where the white buffalo comes in, the white condor and the black jaguar here as the signs.
Because in the book you will see pictures of the white buffalo, and you will read about how we went to visit the white buffalo in Arizona, and that's where we got
we were waiting for
that
it.
hair.
On that very day, I climbed Temple 1. I think the white buffalo was being born somewhere around there. I don't know exact hour it was born, but it was 8 o'clock that night, and I was watching Venus and Jupiter right through the south openings of Temple number 4. That was the marker. The Mayan left it recorded in the buildings. When the time was going to come for the beginning of integration again.
Would be when those
the
came into those
August,
openings.
1987, when the buffalo was born.
Because the Hopi said that their celestial sign that caused them to keep migrating when they set up and spent couple of hundred years, then they would leave their cities and their orchards and their villages. I believe was Venus and maybe Pleiades. Venus, I'm pretty
Wait. Venus in conjunction with the Sun and the Pleiades, exactly above the pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza, 21st of May 2012.
That's the
landmark.
Okay.
That's a landmark.
So that's when Pleiades and Venus will
conjunct exactly above parallel 1940, exactly above the pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza, the feather serpent, the feather snake.
Okay, is that the place where you clap your hands and the echo comes back?
That's the place where the snake comes down from the temple every
That's the one. Undulates along the rocks
Except.
That happened this morning, right?
No, sir. That's the 23rd of March. That's the vernal equinox.
Oh, it's the vernal equinox that
September
happens.
And March.
Well, didn't it happen in June, too? Didn't June solstice?
That's the solstice. That's when the sun is far down south.
Okay.
Now, their structure was built like an alarm clock for mankind. People gather in big numbers, thousands of them even, to see the snake come down every 23rd of March. But they never see the rattle come down. It's a rattlesnake. And the rattle is the symbol of the sun for the Maya. The rattle spherical part, the beginning. The rattles, one every year, would be the Pleiades then. So they are talking to us with that building about the conjunction of the Pleiades and the sun exactly above that building on 21st of December 2012, May 2012, 21st May 2012. On that day, the Earth, which is like a container, it's a container with liquid magma in there. But imagine the container having a lid. The lid is on 1940. So the conjunction of these will cause dramatic changes on the tectonic plates on our planet. That's going to be the highest of telluric movement in this cycle because, I mean, as everything is changing, the planet itself is going to change.
So 2012, December 21st.
Yes, sir. No, May 21st, 6 months before. May 21st, when the Venus and the Pleiades are exactly above that structure.
May 21st,
yes, sir. Yes,
2012.
Sir. Yes, sir. And the number 13 is encoding this here because it's every half of a precessional cycle, these changes happen. So the ancients recorded on the buildings. And as a matter of fact, many religious structures do. As a matter of fact, your political leaders in the United States encode this too. This is the Masonic Lodge. So there you are with the dollar bill. You got $1 bill?
Over there. Yeah, I know it has that eye, the eye in the pyramid.
That's the symbol of the universal knowledge, Aedis Copti. That's the pyramid up above. That's only half of the Star of David. The other half of the pyramid is placed on top and it forms the Star of David. So in this case here, what I'm talking about is the number 13. It's 6 white stripes and 7 black stripes on a coat of arms on the eagle's chest. 6 and 7, 13. It's 13 arrows on the right claws and 13 leaves on the olive branch on the other one.
On the dollar bill.
And 13 olives on the circle of olives above and the Star of David within, made out of 13 stars. What encodes is, as I was telling you before, the mudras and the sutras. We go back and forth, so we're getting close to the galactic center, and when that happens, we're going to go dramatic changes. That's 13,000 years ago, half of a precessional cycle, which is 25,920 years. So it's not exactly 13. 13 is the number they rounded up into. It's 12,960 years. The last mean one we have, but it goes rising gradually. 13,000 years, not much trouble. 13,000 years after, not much neither, but it's rising. It's more than the previous cycle until eventually it gets to a climax. The last one in 125,000 years in the history of our planet was the glaciation we just had 13,000 years ago. So we are heading into another one right now. That marks the changes as well.
Now, do you have any idea who that Mayan man was who went to Havasupai last year with the hoe?
I don't know actually, but we could find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Radford, the Hopy elder, said that his clan was the Eagle clan, but they were the snake priests, and because they came to when they came into Hopi land from here, they were dressed in leopard skins, and because they were so fierce, they looked so fierce to people, the people there made them the rattlesnake clan. The rattlesnake
we just step into the tunnel back there where you have the jaguar energy when you come in, and then you change into the snake one when it comes. So we've been riding the snake one right now.
Oh, so that's again ties that rattlesnake and the jaguar together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same detail about waking the inner self by walking the energy lines, feng shui, dragon pass and tiger path, same stuff.
Now, he said that they have in their legends a place that was destroyed by water, and it's called Balakba. And Balakba means place that from the dried water, and that this place was destroyed by water during their migrations. Called Balakba.
We have a place in Guatemala which is Jalapa, where affected by earthquakes, you got a river flowing here, and all of a sudden the river disappears and emerges somewhere else. Happens every time we have a strong earthquake.
It's called what?
Jalapa.
Jalapa. Maybe that could be the place.
Because we got, there's also Jalapa in Veracruz by the Papaloapan River. And the people who live there in this Jalapa and the Jalapa in Veracruz are all like myself, Negroid features, they're all Olmecoid with curly hair.
And that's from African descent?
African, Ethiopian, or Eritrean.
Now, they also have in their legends about a big island continent that sank.
The legendary Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yeah, we know.
Atlantis, yes.
Yeah, it's right there in the Bahamas.
In Bimini.
Yeah,
under
right
the water.
Quite right.
Yeah.
Quite right.
And so also the Mayan have that in their legend.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, there was a white teacher who came from there for the Maya. His name was Iltar. The Atlantean name was Iltar.
Yeah.
Iltar. Yes. You heard about him?
The pale teacher of love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Iltar. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Down here amongst the Maya, he was called Botan.
Yes.
Botan.
Yes, he had sandals and
quite right. Goatee.
Yes, and now some of the Native American tribes, the Cherokee have this legend, the Seneca
We
have
have it
this
here too.
legend.
This is the
The Havasupai at the bottom of the Grand Canyon said he came there. Now the Hopis said they don't know about the pale teacher of love, but that they had